Hello everyone, welcome to the first ever video on this channel. My name is Isabel. I wanted to start this channel because I enjoy watching a lot of other cozy content creators on YouTube. I find a lot of inspiration and escapism and encouragement to just slow down and enjoy and romanticize all the little things of life, which is generally my nature anyway. I'm quite a moodily creative person in terms of having lots of different projects on the go depending on the mood, and I figured why not have another creative outlet for me by filming those different projects. And so this is what this is going to be. If you're here, I'm really excited that you are. I hope that this is just a fun way of getting to share my joy and excitement of these things with an online community and build an online community. It's a bit of an experiment because it's all new to me to be on the creating content side of things rather than consuming content, but I'm excited for what this could unfold into. But anyway, this video is turning my little bedroom, which is a very small bedroom, but that's fine because it's cozy and it's mine. I get to decorate it however I like, into basically Santa's grotto of a sort of, I would say, old time Victorian Christmas theme in general. Yeah, that's what I'm going to describe it as for now. Anyway, I hope that you enjoy this. Let's just get cracking with it. Okay. These little glass animals were gifted to me by my brother last year, and they're very special because they match the colourings and markings of our previous family pets, and he knows that I love miniature things as well, so that was a very thoughtful present that he gave me. I'm starting out by putting the tree here because I think that the tree sets the tone of the room for Christmas decorations. I tend to gravitate towards having at least one tree in every room at Christmas time. In fact, in this room, my little bedroom, though it's small, I ended up putting a second tree on the windowsill, which you'll see later. This tree is basically my pride and joy because I found it at the dump reuse shop, I think for about £5, and it's got these beautiful wax moulded tips that just make it look so realistic, and I'm absolutely thrilled with it. I think it's such a beautiful tree. I've gone for these vintage warm Christmas tree lights because they just add such a lovely cozy glow to the room. I bought these clips for Christmas tree candles from the shop Gren. I'm probably butchering the name of that, but they were very affordable. And then I ordered a pack of bright red Christmas tree candles from Amazon to fit those, and they just add such a lovely vintage effect for this tree. And these beautiful vintage ornaments were gifted to me by my aunt mainly. I think there's a couple that I bought myself in there, or the little origami stars that my mum made. But they are just gorgeous, and I'm so honoured that she realised how much I love Christmas, and she came across them and she said, "Would you like these?" Which of course I said, "Yes, please do." So this little brooch was in there as well, and for the longest time I didn't know what to do with it, but I put a little ribbon on it, and I think it just turns out to be such a lovely old-fashioned style decoration hanging there. I tend to put it near the front as a bit of pride of place one, and then these lovely sort of 1950s style ornaments, actually, the shiny bright baubles, but they kind of work. I know this is a real mismatch of Victorian and slightly kitsch actually, but it just works for me. I love it. This tree brings me so much joy, and so I'm just getting in my element here, figuring out the best placement for all of the different decorations. This lovely vintage star also came in the decorations for my aunt, and I decided to put that on the top as a tree topper. Lovely bright blue vintage bauble. I don't know why they don't really make that colour these days. So here we are, these are the paper stars that my mum folded origami and strung them along with a bit of embroidery thread, and they just work so perfectly to fill up any gaps. Now we come to this wall area, which is what you see as soon as you walk into my bedroom. It's over my bed, and this high shelf is like a feature shelf for me. I leave a base layer of books in those same positions, but I mix out the decorations for each season. I'm putting 2 strings of this lovely holly garland that I've just had for years and years, and it just works really well here, so I can bind them together so that it's long enough to fit. And then this garland that you're seeing here is one that I made from scrapbooking paper images and obviously dried orange slices and some nice metallic cotton twine. I got the scrapbooking images from that shop Sostra & Gren again, and I just stuck them to a piece of card, making sure to leave some space on either side of the images to be able to poke holes through. I painted that side perimeter of it cream to match the vintage look of it, and strung it up with these orange slices and the metallic twine, and it's created this really lovely Victorian vintage garland. So I was really pleased with this DIY. I did it last year. The scrapbook images from Sostra & Gren, I think they were something like £2, if not less. They were very thin, hence needing to stick them onto card, but it just works so well. I'm really, really happy with how they turned out. Planning the layout for the various items on the shelf is very time consuming for me, and so I saved myself a lot of time by referring to a reference photo that I took the previous year, and that has been such a major help and a big tip that I'd advise and recommend. Once you're happy with the layout, take a photo of it before you take all the decorations down. So these are some of the items that I decided look really nice up there last year. I did this Christmas tree embroidery a few years ago, and again it's a Christmas tree feature. This candle was bought from a Christmas fair locally, random little old curiosity shop bauble, but I put it up as a decoration. These nutcracker ornaments were from the shop Home Bargains as a pack of 3. My friend actually gifted the silver and gold ones to me, and then I bought a set of green and blue and red ones from there last year, and they're very, very sweet and old-fashioned looking whilst being incredibly affordable, and they just work well dotted around as a little feature. A very cute little Santa decoration made from felt on a champagne or carver cork. My dad bought this for me. He spotted it at a local Christmas fair and thought that I would love it, and I do. And then that's a random Christmas tree branch with the berries attached to it that works as a nice filler behind my teddy bear that I've had since I was very little indeed. So he sits there guarding the shelf. So after a fair bit of tweaking and rearranging, this is what I ended up with as the final layout for the shelf display with the different Christmassy elements to it. And here are all my Christmas cushions that I've collected over the years from various places or different people have gifted to me. So I'm going to now put my lovely reindeer wool blanket that was from TK Maxx years ago, that comes out every year, as the base layer here. This one is not actually very well made. I bought it in the sale from TK Maxx last year after Christmas. It was originally £25. I paid £7 for it, and that is plenty. It is beautiful, but it's coming apart with the stitching already. A fun vintage charity shop find. That one I made from a vintage effect fabric that I bought from eBay years ago. And then some other various ones I've collected from charity shop or TK Maxx or H&M in the sale over the years. I don't usually put all the Christmas cushions together in one room like this, but this year I decided to. Leans into the sofa style use of my bed during the day, and also adds an extra visual element from all the colours and patterns and textures when you first walk into the room. My bedside table is getting a few touches of Christmas too, starting out with this stack of gorgeous vintage books gathered from around the house. I found this frame of dried pressed flowers from the dump reuse shop, dated from Christmas 1982, so I'll rest that against the books here, and then I'll add in a sweet little vintage deer bought at a Christmas fair from the bric-a-brac table. And now switching the white candle to a red candle completes the Christmas transformation of my bedside table. The windowsill arrangement took the longest to figure out, but I ended up loving the final outcome. Again, these vintage books were ones that we already owned, and I've gathered them together to create a green and red collection that slopes downwards towards a central focus of this characterful vintage tree that I inherited from my grandma. The vintage baubles that are on it have a pipe cleaner style attachment, and I always leave both them and this tinsel on the tree and just give them a little fluff and tweak each year when it comes out of storage. Here's a very cute, cosy Christmas scene from the stunning illustrations of the Bramley Hedge series of books. I wanted to find a nice way of covering up the tree legs, so some vintage tins, again inherited from my grandma, and some miniature crackers do just that. I thought this would be a fun touch to put this little skiing mouse figure on the slope of vintage books. A very decorative chest box here for a corner arrangement of pretty tins and boxes. This light up musical tin was from M&S last year, and it is so magical and pretty. This is a beautiful and unusual collection of Norwegian fairy tales, going on display propped open here by a concealed plastic box. I do this because I have to be careful that nothing is leaning directly against the window or it will get damaged by the condensation. The tin shop sign here is a lid from a novelty biscuit tin, and I thought it deserved to be on display, so I've put this tiny nutcracker next to it to bring that toy theme to life. I was aiming for this corner to look a bit like the sort of pile of elaborately wrapped presents and toys that you see in the illustrations of children's books. I didn't film actually putting this garland in place. Again, this one was from Sausage and Gren. It was a bit of a splurge to have a pre-lit ivy garland, but I thought it looked really effective against the dark wood of my bedside table and created this effect of it creeping up and climbing up the table. And again, I didn't film this because it's so fiddly to get these string of bells on the mirror there and the garland to stay put. The string of bells was bought from TK Maxx years ago, and I think it was meant to be as a trim for presents, but it works there as a pop of colour. So here we go. This is the overview of the finished room. I'm really happy with how it turned out. It is such a cosy, warm, Christmassy haven for me,